When you want only the best for your pet, check out AbbybellPetDesigns.com. We offer quality products such as floppy beds, crate pads, round pet beds, pillow slip covers, belly bands, and more. All products come in a variety of colors and sizes, guaranteed to satisfy your pet's particular style. Your pet deserves to be pampered, so shop at AbbybellPetDesigns.com. If you don't see the item you want listed in our shop, just drop us a line and we'll be glad to make the product of your pet's dreams. AbbybellPetDesigns.com. Good morning, everybody. How are you? It's Friday. Hey, Dab Star. Haven't seen you in so long. How are you? How's your dad? Hey, Chezzy. Hey, Rhonda. Good to see you. How's everybody? Carmen, Wayne. Good to see you this morning. D. Sorrels. How are you? Hey, Brian. How are you? Good morning. It's Friday. How did we make it to Friday? Thank God we did. Hey, Harold. Good to see you. Good. I'm fine. Good to see you. Hey, Dawn. Good morning. Dawn Dabstar is back. We haven't seen him in quite some time. Hey, Melanie. Good to see you. First Last 33Y. Noelle. Emzilli. How are you? Is it just Emma? Maybe that's better. I don't know. Good morning. As you're coming in, thank you for retweeting and inviting people in on this Friday. I'm going to read a little devotional to you this morning. Contentment isn't getting what we want, but being satisfied with what we have. Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am in, therewith to be content. Philippians 4:11. The story is told of a farmer who had lived on the same farm all his life. It was a good farm with fertile soil, but with the passing of years, the farmer began to think, maybe there's something better for me. He set out to find an even better plot of land to farm. Every day, he found a new reason for criticizing some feature of his old farm. Finally, he decided to sell. He listed the farm with a real estate broker who promptly prepared an advertisement emphasizing all the many advantages of the acreage, ideal location, modern equipment, healthy stock, acres of fertile ground, high yields of crops, well-kept barns and pens, nice two-story house on a hill above the pasture. When the real estate agent called to read the ad to the farmer for his approval prior to placing it in the local paper, the farmer heard him out. When he had finished, he cried, "Hold everything. I've changed my mind. I'm not going to sell. Why, I've been looking for a place just like that all of my life." When you start identifying the good traits of any person, situation, or organization, you are likely to find that they far outweigh the bad. Focus on what you have. What you have not will likely seem insignificant. Really good message. Really good message. Hey, Tom. Hey, Don. How are you? Good to see you. Marlene, I think I saw you come in. Good morning. Grass is never greener on the other side. Love that devotion. Yep. Hey, DeWin. How are you? So how is everybody? Happy with what I have? I know we're all blessed. We sometimes forget it. I'm the same way. Just happen to see something and think, oh well, maybe I should do this, or this. But what we have is really important and significant. Glad to see everybody here. This is, as you know, Open Option Friday, so we can talk about anything that you want to talk about in here within reason and good taste, of course. I did want to start out by telling you some breaking news. There was a middle school shooting in Indiana this morning, Noblesville. If you live in America, you are extremely blessed. No kidding, Chessie. Two people, as far as I know, only two people are critically injured. The shooter is in custody. I understand, hey Angels, that it is they're all students, but I don't know for sure. I'm more than most and forget that sometimes wishing for bigger and better. Yep. Carmen, we all do that. We all absolutely do that. Also, remember on this Memorial Day weekend, remember the military who have fought and died for this country. So when everybody is celebrating Memorial Day, please remember what Memorial Day is really all about. And that is thanking our military, remembering the military for their sacrifice for us. Hey, Josette, good morning, my lovely Sue, watching POTUS speaking to the Navy grads. Yep, absolutely, Josette. I used to work in Fishers down the road from Noble, Tucky. Wow, Noblesville, that they kind of call them. It's just amazing. It's like every day. It's an everyday occurrence. Thankfully, for most, school is almost out this year. I really hope and pray that these people in the schools, while school is out, that they install metal detectors, put in metal doors, and think about getting armed guards in front of their schools. Now, I know it probably won't happen, but that's exactly what should absolutely happen to protect the kids. I mean, we can go along each day and say the same thing over and over, or we can do something about it. Before you get started with your show, show me that light green cuddle pouch, please. Oh, I'd have to go get it, Carmen. I have a friend living in Noblesville. Don Philippians, I know what it is. It is to have little, and I know what it is to have plenty. In any and all circumstances, I've learned the secret of being well fed and of going. So I can't see the rest of it. But hey, Jerry. Yeah, that's what I was reading. Philippians 4:11 on that one. Let me run and get that. I'll be right back. Hey, Jules. Never supposed to leave the screen, but I did. Carmen wanted to see this. Carmen, this is the flappy pad. I mean the cuddle pouch that you wanted to see. This is the green lined one, the mint green, lined with pink, and has a little bow there. That's this one. And thank you. Yeah, I love the color. It's got little purple, pink, and white hearts on it. I know it's probably hard for you to see that. And here is the purple and white one. That's what it looks like on the outside, and that's what it looks on the inside. So there you go. So I hope that was what you wanted to see, Carmen. All right, put them right over there. Looks Tiffany blue on the screen. It's more of a light mint green, Marlene. It's very pretty, really pretty, as a matter of fact. And I love the pink inside of it. That always just, I don't know, I love the pink. You're welcome, Carmen. But that's at abbybellpetdesigns.com. ABBYBELLE, petdesigns.com. Hey, Gary, good morning. Good, Dawn. Dawn's back. I'll be driving, so I won't be commenting much. Okay, Jules, thanks for being here. That's what I was wondering, the pink inside. Yeah, the pink, and as you know, Carmen, it's so soft. It's really nice, very soft material. So, I don't know if you guys heard, again, come up with the subjects that you want to talk about, but did you hear last night, did you see that about the Oklahoma restaurant? I know, it is so soft, Carmen. Did anybody see the news about the Oklahoma City restaurant at Louis, where basically, I mean, it's crazy. A man just walked in with a, earplugs in. He was ready to go. Hey, Lee, he had like those silencers on his head and on his ears. He walked in, glasses on too, started shooting up the restaurant, shot a 39-year-old mother in the arm, shot her 12-year-old daughter in the stomach and hip, I had heard. I don't know where, he turned around at that point, started to leave. Now, there's 100 people in the restaurant. As he came outside, I don't know if he came out to, hey, Lee, if he came out to reload, came out to get more bullets, I have no idea. But thank God, a guy who was standing outside was armed. Oh, it was a fired cook there. Wow. Huh. I didn't hear anything, Jerry, after last night. But an armed civilian, probably a patron just coming there, shot and killed him. And thank God he did. And so that was the only people that were wounded, which could have been a major, major catastrophe He was wearing ear protectors. Yeah, he was. Alexis, he was ready to go. He had glasses on, eye protectors, ear protect, the sound. Hey, Troy, good morning. And he was ready to go. And so thankfully, one was armed and he shot him, killed him, and that was it. Now, there were a couple people injured. One guy was running away. He broke his arm. The other person got injured in some minor way. People said they were running and hiding in the freezer there to try, when they heard the shots fired. But it was kind of like over, I guess, within minutes. And all the police cars, police and ambulance were all over the place. It was a live news chat. Not sure though, not person who lived there stated that. Yeah, they on the news. I was watching what KOCO there, Channel 5. They did a coverage for hours. I can't imagine the terror, Carmen. And in a place like that, nobody expects that to happen. In Oklahoma City, at some place named Louie's, a restaurant down by the water. It looked like very strange. And they haven't found a motive or anything. Proud of you, Sue. I hope Pet Mart and other pet supply stores start selling your things. They won't, just that, honestly. They won't. My things, because I make them by hand and I don't mass manufacture like they do. My stuff costs a little bit more, but it's made better, made with love, and they buy the cheap stuff. Thank God the guy was armed and got him. Absolutely, Alexis. If it hadn't been for that man, who knows what would have happened? That guy probably would have gone back, reloaded, and come back in. But the woman, the 39-year-old woman and her 12-year-old daughter was coming there with their 13-year-old daughter because today is a 13-year-old's birthday. She turned 14 today. And they were coming there to celebrate the 14-year-old's birthday. Can happen anywhere these days. I told my family, always look at your exits and be aware. I know, Jerry. In California, we have a lot of, and you probably everywhere too, but there's a lot of times that you can sit outside. Oh, Fifi's only been able to chew the bow half off. You can kind of tack it back on, just sew it back on, Carmen. But in California, when you sit outside at the tables now, people are kind of more cognizant of sitting outside at the tables. You look to see, we usually have poles in front of our outdoor seating in some instances. So like if cars hit it, they're hitting into concrete poles, and it certainly would slow them down. But they look at it now and like, do I really want to sit out there? Or, make sure that you're away from the road. It's terrible that our lives have become to that. Dawn said, yes, kudos to the Second Amendment. No kidding, Dawn. If it hadn't been for that man, seriously, they should have a parade in that man's honor as a hero of that town. They really, really should. Louis should allow him to be able to eat there free for the rest of his life. Oh, no, that's what my baby does. She has a rope. She unties the knots on. Oh, that's cute. That's cute, Carmen. But yeah, I mean, that guy is a hero. Thank God for that person who took quick action. God bless him. Absolutely. Hey, Alan, good morning. Yeah, so I guess somebody just mentioned there was a tropical storm or something coming. I know that there are supposed to be more tropical storms this year, and they're starting early. Is that what I'm hearing? Hey, Brandon. Again, remember, it's Open Option Friday, so we can talk about anything that you guys want to talk about. Until somebody brings up a subject, no notification Friday. Yeah, there you go. Alberto has formed. Marlene said, subtropical now. It's raining where you are, right, Cully? Volcano. Yeah, the volcano is just, whew. I tell you, looking at that volcano in Hawaii, it's absolutely beautiful. The lava coming out of that is spectacular, but so horribly devastating. We don't need any more rain for a while in North Carolina, Brenda said. Yes, terrible for us in the southern states. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of rain. Angels, thanks for joining. Yes, it is. Yep. Hey, Teresa, good morning. We had a storm yesterday, and my brother lost a couple of trees, Chessie said. We have eucalyptus trees in California. They have very shallow roots. And, boy, if it rains a lot, those things just topple over. See Harvey Weinstein, yeah, he turned himself in. He's been in court. He's been arraigned in court. Yes, a depression forming Gulf of Mexico. Yep, that's true. Chance of forming to Category 1, Jerry said. Humidity needs to go. Well, Brandon, you're in North Carolina. It's not going to go for until after summer. There was also, let me see, let me just, if I made my notes on it. There was, it's not very pervasive in Hawaiian Island like a silver. Hey, Daniel, good morning. Two people bombed an Indian restaurant outside Toronto last night. Didn't hear too much of that. Injured at least 12. It said that was an improvised explosive device. Two suspects, they said, male, dark sweatshirts with hoods pulled up and their faces covered. And more than 700 people live there, and they have a large immigrant population. That's all I've heard about that last night. Yeah, Canada's having a problem because look who's coming there. Hey, Danielle. A lot of people moving there that, that aren't from Canada, that aren't citizens, but that are coming into their country. The 20-year cycle of increased weather activity is passing, and would it pass a cycle persist, decrease again? Look at 100-year hurricane history and other very long-term weather history. Yeah, I mean, basically weather changes, Don, and they act like it's global warming and everything else. It's a natural pattern. Canada is the new Sweden, Daniel said. Literally just got your notification. Wow, 15 minutes in and you get the notification. That's amazing, Brandon. It's better late than never for Periscope. It's like, well, yeah, we'll give them 15 minutes, then we'll give them the notification. Unreal. Let's see some other things that happened. I was watching the clock. I know, Chesney. I think these days you kind of have to. Yeah, Danielle, we talked about the shooting in Indiana first thing. Harvey Weinstein, he's facing rape, sexual assault charges, criminal sex act, sexual abuse, and sexual misconduct involving 2 women. And plus I get the Facebook and YouTube notifications. Oh, good, Chesney. Don't mean to be damper. Harvey Weinstein was charged. Yeah, reporter said the $10 million bond was too much. This judge is serious. Yeah, I think he did a $10 million bail. He's paying for a lot, something, and I can't remember what else it is, but he's doing, he is gross. He has a ankle monitor on. Oh, it's changed on Android. Can't even imagine a Weinstein kiss. No. And his wife, she didn't know any of this was going on with him. Nobody knew. I mean, come on. That would be very difficult to believe. But he can't leave the state. He turned in his passport, on and on and on. Yes, Morgan Freeman has apologized for anybody who may have been offended by, I don't know, he's not saying he sexually harassed anyone or anything else, but he's just apologizing in case anybody was ever offended and thought he might have done something inappropriate. It's weird, but the man who supposedly killed his step-granddaughter says that she had talked to him about Morgan Freeman's inappropriate sexual advances on her. It's so weird. You hate to even bring it up, but that was kind of in the news. It could be that Morgan Freeman turns out to be like a Bill Cosby, and people keep coming, up with it, offended. Yes, that's what it's called now. Exactly, Jules. When you don't want to admit anything, you just say, well, I hope you weren't offended by whatever it was you thought I was doing. That type of thing. Morgan Freeman is a big-time Democrat. I mean, he's pretty liberal. Not saying he did anything wrong. I'm just saying that Carmen was saying, no, not Morgan Freeman, but yeah, he's a pretty big liberal. I mean, it really is amazing how all of these people just keep coming out of the woodwork. I think somebody elected in Iowa had to step down because of the sexual abuse allegations. Oh, Gloria Allred. Does she ever go away? I think she'll always be around. Josette said, I hope he doesn't try to flee like Roman Polanski. He could, Josette. What isn't offensive these days? I know. And that's true. There's used to it was like black and white, right? And now it's like a lot of gray area. And everyone likes him narrating things. Yeah, true. We need a manual. Well, that manual would change every 5 minutes, Brandon, depending upon who it was you were talking about. Because some people, can get away with things, some people can't. Like the rapper who had his lyrics with the N word in it, called a white person up on stage, had him start singing the lyrics, and then complained about the fact that she said the N word. Okay. Don't put it in there if you don't want people to say it. You're modeling the behavior. The Bible's the only manual we should be following. Yep. Think he is just flirty when fans throw themselves at you. You begin to think you can flirt with people. I don't know, Carmen. We'll see. Sorry in case I ever did anything to anyone. I know, Wayne. Wayne, you do that every day, okay? So you should be apologizing to us every single day. Because just by being here and having your name on a screen, that's offensive to some people. Somewhere somebody's going to be offended, right? So we would all have to apologize every single day if that's the case. But we accept your apology. Today. Not forever, but just for today. Ditto on Wayne's statement. Oh, gosh. There is a student in Oregon at the Liberty High School. That's why I pray every day. I know, we have to, Teresa, all of us. A student at Oregon High School was wearing a Trump border wall t-shirt, and they wanted him to cover it up, and he did for a few minutes, and then he decided, I'm not going to cover it up. I have a First Amendment right to have that t-shirt and wear it. The schools, I think they're suing the schools now. We'll see how that goes. It's, these kind of cases at schools are so different. Juan Williams defend Morgan Freeman. Oh, he probably will. On the one hand, I with the schools, when you wear something and you get people agitated, I can understand why you would want somebody to cover it up. I get it. But what they did in San Diego, I absolutely don't approve of. In the fact, never get I know, Pamela. Nobody else. A lot of people got 15 minutes late today, too. You might want to set your clock, is the only thing I can say. Or unfollow me and follow me back and see if that works. Happy Memorial Day, Pamela. But the thing of it is, in San Diego, they were wearing t-shirts with the American flag on them around Cinco de Mayo. And the Hispanics in the school wanted to wear their Mexican flags, and that was okay. So it's kind of like and this was during Obama. The court kind of ruled it was okay for them to wear their flags, but the American students couldn't wear theirs because it, provoked discord or, whatever. I do think there should be a clothing code, what you can or can't wear at school. And maybe any type of political message isn't appropriate for school, for high school, middle school, elementary school. A dress code, I think, is appropriate. So, I don't know. What do you guys think about? If everybody had a dress code and nobody was allowed to wear the political t-shirts or political clothing at all, I mean, that might be the better thing to do. What is your guys' opinion? Is it frozen or are you guys still there? Because there you go. You think so too. Uniforms, Cully said. Every time Cully puts a message, Cully, you get kicked out every time you say something. That's weird. If anything, the American flag should be pushed. Yep, I agree. Parsley said dress code should do it. Yeah. Because, again, it is a school environment. You have more immature individuals. It's not like being out in town. I know, dress code is racist. And that's the problem, with the I prefer school uniforms. Yeah, and who's going to pay for those too? That's the thing. I wish there was one in the grocery store. I saw a teenager wearing a bikini. Wow. I don't agree, but I'm sad that we have to be demonized for our choices. Yeah, Pamela, absolutely. And it's only the choices on the conservative side, Pamela. It's not it's the choices on the liberal side. It's really sketchy transmission today for me. Alexis, you might want to go out and come back in. Everybody else seems to be doing okay. Parents have to end up paying. Pamela said uniforms are cheaper in the long run. Jerry said, Teresa, in California, everybody wears bathing suits, and especially near the beach. So dress code, but only concerning neatness, not T-shirts. Well, but Carmen, I think it should be, for me, no political T-shirts at school. Good video and audio here, Wayne said. Thank you, Wayne, for letting us know that. Freedom of expression can come in that one, Don said. I like code here. There were 3 colors of paints and 3 color polos, mix and match. Yeah, I think that would be great. Shorts, tanks, and flip-flops, my uniform, I know. When I lived in North Carolina, you don't agree with no politics. Yeah, I just think for, middle school, high school kids, that's why I say no politics. Because, you're going to get in that kind of trouble. Hey, Lynn, with kids, and now we have adults acting like kids. But, for sure, kids acting like kids and maybe attacking each other because of politics. I think everything, and shouldn't have anything on there. Just plain T-shirt. That's it. Because people are too childish to take care of themselves and do the right thing. If you want a Mexican flag, where there's a country called Mexico, leave and go back. Yeah. Yep, my kids wore uniforms in elementary, middle school, loved it. I know, I would love that too, Noelle, for them. Just go to school, get your education, get out, wear normal clothes. I know, Brandon. We have dress codes here, but I have never agreed with them, Dawn said. Hey, Rhonda, good morning. You're over on Facebook now. Yeah, that's a hard situation. I don't believe in making kids look alike. I don't think we have to do that. But I just think some language should be excluded in middle school, high school. Hey, Kelly. Yeah, this is USA, not Mexico. Common sense has left the school. Common sense has left a lot of things, Brandon. That's the problem. Yeah, in the United States, I think that the United States flag should be the only one that's flown. If you have let's say a Mexican consulate or any other type consulate, Austria, Germany, whatever, then fly your flag there. But you also have to fly the American flag above that flag. So I think that should be the number one thing that we do in America. Yeah, so is God, just not common sense. That's right, Dawn. God has been kicked out of the schools. I agree, Susan, American flag only, Chesney said. Common sense is not common. That's right, Rhonda. That's very true, especially these days. Used to be common sense was looked upon as something great. Lee said, totally agree, Susan. Brenda says, America, absolutely. Yeah, I think in San Diego, for the longest time, they wanted the Hispanics coming in, wanted the Mexican flags flying there. And it's like, this ain't Mexico, this isn't Canada either. We're not going to be flying those flags. It's America. But under Obama, of course, nobody cared. Who's cooking out this weekend? Brandon says. Brandon, we do that almost every day in California. Yeah, well, Wayne, that's true, but the Texas flag goes below the American flag. And so does the California flag in every other state. America first. That's the way it should have always been. It's like Jerusalem being the capital of Israel. Donald Trump just stating the facts that it always should be, that America is and always will be first because it is America. Christian flag. The don't tread on me flag. It's like, they have kicked him out, Dawn. They've kicked God out a long time ago. We grill 5 times a week. I know. I mean, Marlene, it's like in California, it's all you do. I mean, rarely do you turn the oven on. State flags are fine, but it is a fact that USA is the country. Yeah, and that's why the state flags go below the American flag. You don't have a state flag or anything like flying above the American flag or just flying by itself. You always have to have the American flag. I got timed out my t-shirt comment. Come on. The poorly made and pricey. POTUS does rock. Pollen has finally gone away to be able to grill. Wow. Oh. It was so funny too. Had yesterday when Donald Trump, canceled the summit in June with North Korea. I was sitting here going, you know what? Donald Trump just wants to get back in control, and he wants to send a message to Kim. Look, you're not controlling this. We are. Either play by our terms or we're not playing. And I loved it. The left has started going crazy. And they were like, oh, well, you're making fun of him and all of that stuff about, oh, well, I guess he can play with his coins, the commemorative coin, which he didn't have anything to do with. It was the military, I guess, who does that, or somebody else. It wasn't the White House. And then what happens? Little Kim, when he figured out Donald Trump's not playing, okay, well, I'm sorry. I'd love to speak with you anytime. And now Donald Trump is saying, it's quite possible that we may go back and have that summit in June. Problem is, and this is what we didn't hear about in the news, I guess they were supposed to meet in Singapore last week, the group of people going over to set all this up, and Kim's group didn't show up. We're being shadow banned on the Periscope right now, Lynn, or is it just everybody you're saying? Anybody and everybody, or some people? So, I mean, again, art of the deal. Donald Trump got back in control. Kim needs sanctions lifted so he can live like a king again. Yep. Lynn, are you saying, I'll ask one question. Are you saying that we are being shadow banned? Waiting for Lynn to respond. Lynn, are we being shadow banned? This show? I think Lynn's being shadow banned. Now she left. Periscope, Facebook not working right. Great. It was more about the games that Kim, I feel Trump doubles down on trade with China. It's more about Xi's games that Kim than Kim. Could be. Looks very low number. Yeah, I know, Jerry. The numbers that I have are about, I will go check it out. Okay. I can see you, Lynn. Lynn may not be able to see us. Hey, Barbara. I don't know why they're shadow banning. I really don't know. I don't get it. But I can see you, Lynn. I can. Rhonda's saying she's having problems getting. Oh, I'm being shadow banned. Great. And they do this every day. Yeah. Hi, friends. Sorry, life gets in the way. Cray, cray. Yeah. Yeah, the numbers, they play with the numbers every day. The numbers that I get typically give me a certain number, but each day now it's different. So it's just, I don't know what to do about it. People can't find me. People have to opt in order to see the show. I don't get it. But I don't know what I can do about it. Perry's very busy right now. Everyone on. Maybe that's it. And that they cut other people out when they do it. I had problems typing this week. The comment would freeze up. If everybody could, would you retweet this right now if you can? And we can see if we can get new layout on Periscope. Mobile sucks. Oh, great. People tend to hate the truth. Awful people hate the truth awfully. Very good, Don. Get thee behind us, Satan, in the name of Jesus Christ, Carmen said. Thank you, everybody, for sharing this. Lots of big scopers as well as you are having say about something. I found you in the thumbnails. Wow, Wayne. At least I was somewhere, I guess. YouTube, there isn't too many problems, very little problems on here, yeah. Thank you, everybody, for sharing this again. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Marlene. Every time Cully speaks, he gets kicked out. Daniel's back. Daniel's back. I don't know what's up with that, so. And people, I would go over to YouTube totally, but people don't like YouTube. They don't want to go over there. Got notifications along with 5 others who pulled numbers. Yeah, with everything going on. I think it's weird. Don't you think that right now that in Oklahoma, We still don't know who the shooter was. I mean, Jerry said somebody had said something, but she doesn't know if that's true. Hey, Devik. And we haven't heard anything. Had to get rid of my porn trolls. They mess up your scope. I know, Carmen. But all that we know about the shooter, and then we knew right away, is that he was a white guy. That's it. And I mean, typically, if you have a shooter like that, at least an hour later or so, a couple hours, you know who they are. Hey, Carmen. Yeah, Lynn, we saw that Indiana middle school shootings. We were having a hot air balloon festival this weekend. Nice. It's Noblesville, Barbara said. Noblesville, Indiana. How old was the kid? I have no idea. I haven't heard anything about anybody's age or if those were even students at the Indiana school. Have no idea. Just that one guy was in custody. Kelly, someone who is following him as making an accusation that his postings are hate or spam. He may need to reduce his following a bit. Wow. So let me tell him, Cully, I don't know if you're hearing this, but there's a man saying that your posts are or accusations that they're hate or spam. He's saying you may need to reduce your following a bit. You're being reported on Facebook. Yeah, I heard, Lynn, that there were 2 in critical condition in Indiana. And the shooter's in custody. Maybe because mainstream glorifies the shooter's name so much, they decided not to talk about him. Just saying, it could be done, but it's, I can understand that, and people in Oklahoma City may be wanting that, but the mainstream media will do it anyway, and they're not doing it. It keeps asking to review people's comments. That's just crazy. I don't know who's doing that. I guess Periscope or some troll in here is doing that because I'm not doing it. That would be good if they never say a word about the name. Yeah. I mean, I don't care if they say the name. Just tell me who the guy was, what his connection, if anything, to the restaurant was. I mean, that would be good. He doesn't have to have a name for me, but I want to know why he did it and what was going on and, et cetera, et cetera. And we're not hearing that, and typically we do. He lived in Indianapolis, Lynn is saying. Civilian shot a shooter that went into a restaurant and shot a couple people. Yeah, that was in Oklahoma City. Yeah. Last night. Did that even come on like CNN or anything? Hey, Eric, good morning. Because I didn't see that on CNN at all. I was watching my, Periscope. I was watching like a Facebook live feed from the local news channel in Oklahoma. Oh, you lived in Indianapolis. Okay. Mainstream media only wants to tell you a shooter at school, no accountability. That's right, Rhonda. I don't watch CNN fake news. I know, Alan. The only reason that I was asking was because typically they are pretty fast to get something up on the screen and get somebody down in someplace. Oh, well, Facebook just decided that I was done. So, any good news today? Well, I don't know. If you like Rachel Dolezal, remember Rachel Dolezal, who is a white person, but she believes that she's a black person and has lived her life as a black person? They brought felony theft charges in welfare fraud against her. She has now changed. I know. She has now changed her name. I saw that just to serve. I know. Her name now is Nikek. I'm not going to pronounce this right. I'm sure. Nkechi Diallo. Let me just spell it for you. Nkechi Diallo. Nkechi Nicolo. Nkechi Diallo. That's her new name. I guess. Praise report, mother-in-law survived her surgery and improving. Great, Marlene. Good deal. I guess that's an African name. I don't know. But anyway, she claims she only got about $300 in transracial. There you go. Only got about $300 a month in gifts from her friends. But they found that she had deposited $84,000 in her bank account from August 2015 to September 2017 without reporting it. And they feel that she made money on her autobiography. I don't know who would buy her autobiography, but somebody did. Yeah, fraud like a bye-bye. So she is what now, Indian or India, or I think that may be African name. I'm not sure, Barbara. She's even probably even more African now than she was African American before. So Nakichi Diallo. So anyway, you can look that up and find out her heritage, I'm sure. I don't understand that woman at all. Netflix documentary. She's a poster with white guilt. A poser. I guess you're saying poser. Yes. Netflix documentary. That would be her. That's probably coming. That'll be Barack Obama's story too, because he's half white. She's not even black, so maybe they can combine the two and come up with something. I don't know. My sister got her treatment plan, and so we'll hopefully start getting cured. Good, Carmen. My DNA is coffee, chocolate, bacon, and crazy. Oh man, chocolate and bacon especially. She should not walk around with them Nutty Nancy and Mad Max. Oh, there it went off. Hold on. Sorry. I love Facebook. It just doesn't love me. And actually, I don't really love Facebook. I just said that sarcastically. Let me see if I can get them back up. I'm sure I can't, but whatever. Strange world we live in anymore. It is. I know. Sounds like the 84,000 liberals spent, Rhonda said. Saw Rachel on welfare fraud. I know, Rhonda. I mean, it's great that somebody's been watching her. Ivanka Trump is going to be coming to California, kind of doing campaigning for Kevin McCarthy. If just asked if prayers are okay or not. Prayers are always okay in here, Lynn. Always. I didn't see that. What do you need prayer for? For Periscope? She will go down bad for that much money. Yeah. Let's hope, Pamela. Good morning, Dixie Doodles. How are you? If ask us to vote for Lee's comments about prayer. Wow. Good Lord. I was in a scope the other day, and I tell you, almost like everything people were saying, that was coming up. People would say very benign words, and Periscope would ask you to comment on it. And was it okay? I mean, it's just crazy. Shadow banning. Yep. $1,000 is auto 5 years. Oh, really? $1,000 is automatically 5 years. Well, it depends on what state she's in, right? New user interface and update is crazy right now. Moderating is strange today, Noelle said. Yes, was in one last night like that. I know, it like every other word. And just really benign stuff. They were saying, is this abuse? Is this abuse? It's so. But again, I'm not sure why Ivanka is coming to California with Kevin, although Kevin did ask for that. Maybe it's because they feel that, she's Democrat and the Democrats in California will take her better and listen to her about a Californian. I have no idea. That one was kind of strange. I wish that Donald Trump would come to California, but I don't think that's going to happen. Yes, but she will get special treatment due to her head issues. Periscope interrupting the scope is abusive. There you go. We should all report Periscope for abuse. Someone got kicked out of parents' basement. Did you see that? No, I didn't see that. What can point in every direction but can't reach the destination by itself? What can point in every direction but can't reach the destination by itself? I don't know, Carmen. What's the answer? Your fingers? Oh, I got it. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's what I said, but I wasn't sure. That guy has mental issues. He's 30 and got kicked out. Compass, compass. I got it right. I said fingers, and that's what it was. I mean, what do I get for that? Some 31-year-old would not leave parents, so they sued to evict him. I know, and he was saying that he still needed more time to get out, Barbara, and I think that he has a child, which is sad. Periscope offends me. I need a safe space. Periscope. I know, Pamela. Well, I mean, I guess you could watch Periscope from the basement of your parents, you know. I mean, that would probably be the safest place to watch Periscope and maybe not get offended. I don't know. Get a cry closet. There you go. All good responses there. I mean, you know, maybe a padded basement. You could pad the basement. But that 31-year-old or whatever, Barbara, I mean, it's sad. I think the guy has a child. Comments disappeared, so I had to leave and return. Wow. Bubble wrap. There you go. They all passed, so that might get complicated. Yep. Lynn's in the closet now. He got offered a pizza job, Villa Pizza, and $1,000. They feel sorry for him. You know, I'll tell you, Marlene, this could be way off. But if he has a child, you can watch from heaven. There you go. That is the safest place. It says that he has a child. I'm wondering if he's not working in order for them not to be able to take child support from him. Just saying. I've seen people do that before. Let him stay, but lock him in and treat him like a prisoner, then he will leave. No, I wouldn't want him to stay in my house. Get out. You're 31. Go sleep on somebody else's couch. I feel bad for the child too, Brandon. Having a dad who doesn't seem to want to be responsible for things. I mean, that's the way it appears anyway. But yeah, I would want that out of my house. Turn off the Wi-Fi. Exactly, Jim. Turn off the Wi-Fi. Turn off the electricity in that part of the house. Whatever. Get out. He does have a child supposedly trying to get custody. Get custody to do what with that child? Parents enabled him for years, though. Yep, he should keep it in his pants. True, Lynn. If he doesn't seem responsible enough to raise a child. Well, they raised him. Sometimes you got to look in the mirror. Yep, he's not going to get custody with no job. Well, Marlene, you'd be surprised. But, again, he's got to be able to support that child. And unless he's getting child support from his ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, whatever, then, you know, it's going to be very difficult to raise a child, take care of yourself or whatever. And see, that's the thing. People shouldn't feel sorry for him. He had a Charles Manson look. Barbara said, people shouldn't feel sorry for him. He should, if he goes out and he applies for a job, I know, Alan, but who thought he'd have a kid either, you know? If he goes out and applies for a job, he may actually get it. Nobody has to give him anything. That's what's wrong with him now. He's been given everything, and so he can't do anything to take care of himself. He'll just start a GoFundMe page. Probably, Brandon. And people will feel, oh my gosh, this poor guy, his parents kicked him out. He's 31. How dare you? I know. Can a man legally marry his widow's sister in the state of California? Why not? No, widow's sister. Yeah, his wife's, if his wife is the one who died, yes, he can marry her sister. Unless that's a joke. I think Carmen's doing Friday fun jokes or something like that, Brandon. Basement dwellers are real. That's true. They are. Unfortunately, they are, Barbara. I think I told you guys this story. One time I paid to have my nephew. If he hears this, he'll be so embarrassed. No, since he is a widow, the guy's dead. Okay. Got it. I had my nephew flown out to California, and he was about 12 years old. And I took him all over the place. I mean, we went to Disneyland. We did everything here. He stayed here for about 9 days. I mean, it was pretty cool having him here. But when he got here, he could not speak for himself and like order food at a restaurant, say what he wanted, place his order at the window, whatever, because my brother, his father, never allowed him to do that, and his wife, they did everything for him, ordering stuff and whatever. He never had to speak. So I said to him, well, while you're here, if you want to eat out when we're out at a restaurant or whatever, you're going to have to speak for yourself. And it was hard for him at first, but he ended up, placing his own order. So, I mean, my gosh, have to text in. That's really sad. Yeah. The father should have taken care of that situation a long time ago, like 20 years ago. I know, Dixie Doodles. I meant the lawsuit family. Yes, exactly. But I mean, you gotta, you can't expect kids to be able to take care of themselves, stand up for themselves. If you're enabling them the whole time, you gotta help them out. So, at 12 years old, I think by 12, you ought to be able to at least interact with people. So, and he did. So thank God he did. But he's a lot older now. He's like in his 30s. So it's so now he's talking for himself. I don't know, Carmen, if it's in Cali, the sis might be able to marry a dead guy. Exactly, Patrick. We would not wait to fly was out by 17. Yep, I know, Barbara. I couldn't wait to get out. And it wasn't, it wasn't my parents weren't abusive or anything. It's just like that was what you were supposed to do. If you wanted to be independent, get out. Did you see the coal barge in? No, I didn't. What was that all about in Philadelphia? I can't believe people want me to work when Susan is on. I know, Wayne. Jeez. Can you tell them you've got things to do, priorities? Certainly they would understand that, wouldn't they? The audacity of people wanting you to work when this periscope is on. Unbelievable. Oh, it's leaking? Oh my gosh. That's not good. Broke loose. Oh, great. What does a rain cloud wear under their raincoat? Oh my God. I don't know, Carmen. They don't wear raincoats for one, but I don't know. Happened yesterday to me, then recalled it was Susan's day off, so it was okay. No, yesterday was not my day off. Barbara, yesterday was Thursday. My day off is on Wednesday. Thunderwear. Oh, that's cute, Carmen. Oh my God, that's funny. No, Wednesday's my day off. Yesterday I was here, Barbara. Here just like I said I would be. I was reaching out and asking for help yesterday. For those who weren't here yesterday, was asking for your help. So I mean, if you haven't seen that scope, maybe you can watch that and help if you'd like. Carmen, I missed yesterday. Oh yeah, I am so busy, cannot think. I miss live. Yeah. I know there were, a lot of people were just like not here yesterday, and here we were. Yeah, the first part of it. I tried. They just came to my office. Wayne, just lock the door next time. Don't allow people in. I want you to go on a book tour. Yeah, well, that would be one thing, I guess, but I don't know where a book tour would be. That would be so cool. Maybe we should start locally, but I don't even know if they'd let you do something like that in a let's say a book signing thing or whatever. I don't know. I would just love to get like the books in schools and orphanages and everything that concerns kids. Anything and everything that concerns kids at that ages like 4 to 10 years old, would be cool. Elementary school age and before would be great. Throwing out some silly Friday fun, and that's cool. How about libraries reading also? Yeah, Hidden Jim. I might, of course, in California, I'd probably have to dress up as Lucifer or a trans Lucifer in order to be able to go in and be able to read to children. Start dropping them off in pediatrician's offices. Yeah. And the thing of it is too, Marlene, it does cost. I have to buy my own books, so it costs me, and I can't just sort of. I mean, I guess I could try to buy a whole slew of books, but it costs me money too. Unfortunately, they don't give the author free books. Would be great, and then you could get your books out there a lot better. Trans Lucifero Dixie likes that. She laughed at that one. But yeah, I mean, that would be kind of cool going to the classrooms. Oh boy, if I comment on that, I'll be banned in here. I know. I know, Jerry. Isn't that funny? Our free speech is just basically right out the window. Now you got to sit here and go, should I say that? The book is amazing, Susan. I wish everyone had one. Send out a letter with a book. I can't see most of that. I'm afraid to touch this. I'm afraid it'll just stop the thing. Okay, let's all have you come to our town and we can set up at our libraries and you can stay with us. Could you do flyers just as a brief introduction to your book, Lee said. I could, and maybe I could leave the flyers somewhere. I don't know. I mean, there's so many, different rules about stuff, But maybe I could mail flyers out, send out a newsletter or something. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. They can use my letter. Yep. Patrick joined. Yeah, Carmen wrote her own letter about her life and why the book was important to her and how she wished she'd had it as a child and how it would have helped her. And I think it touched a lot of people's hearts that she sent it to, and they really liked the book. Yeah, emails. And I'd have to get a list too, Lynn. And you guys, I don't know if you're signed up at susanknowles.com, but you can sign up and get on an email list there, and I can send things out that way as well. But, even Facebook anymore, you can't put a lot of stuff on Facebook unless you're, again, willing to pay a lot of money. We can get locals to buy books a lot, of women's study groups buy the books and make money back. Yeah, so. But, a lot of times, school is about to be over. So it's kind of hard to get them in schools. And a lot of schools, they only buy books from Scholastic Publisher, which is crazy. Need to pitch it to Walmart. Yeah. Yeah. Well, see there again, unless, you ordered your book. Thank you, Lynn. I get Susan's emails daily. Thank you, Carmen. Yeah, Walmart would have to order all the books to be, and, I don't know if they would do that. I mean, they would say, well, we can buy it on Amazon. We don't need to sell it here. I don't know. I mean, maybe. UK is giving 6 months jail time for Facebook hate speech posts. Yeah. That's the UK because the UK is not the United States. They don't have our Constitution. We can plan over the summer. How do you get in with Scholastic Book Group? That's really difficult, Barbara, to have your book published by that publisher. Orphanages have been the best result. Yeah, I mean, even, the cost of doing the book, and you guys, anyone who's seen it, it costs a lot to do the book, pay for an illustrator and everything else. Did you see that Tommy Robinson had been jailed? I heard about that. Yeah, they're pretty liberal, I think, Barbara. But they, I don't know. I don't know who they select books from, but they don't just take everybody's book. I'm going to look into it more, though, but it's kind of difficult. I have seen some things that will say, if you pay $20, $50, different various amounts, that they will send your book out in a kind of like, just tweeting it out and stuff like that. I don't know how good that would be. Yeah, the UK, I mean, they've been basically taken over. Writing over older kids 10 and up, yeah. Well, Barbara, I think the next book I do, Susan is small American business owner. Stuff costs her more. Yeah, it does. I will get busy when I get my book. Thank you, Lynn. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it does cost a lot of money to do all this stuff. I mean, it really, really does. The out of pocket's crazy. And if I write another book, let's say for older kids, I'm going to do something that doesn't have, tremendous amount of illustrations. To have an illustrator, it costs a ton of money. And I'm not even exaggerating on that. Those people, they do a great job. but it is expensive. Children's groups, church groups, yeah, that would be hidden gem. That would be the best place to hit up. Yeah, and I just, you're an artist. Oh, I didn't know that, Lynn. Wow. I mean, some of these people that do this illustrations, they charge people that are really really good, that have been doing it for other books. They charge upwards of like $5,000 a book. Go to a college and look for wannabes at school. Well, Barbara, the illustrator that I found was a young lady. It's not available on Kindle yet, Lynn. It may be, but I'm trying to hold off a little bit on Kindle. The woman that I found was is a 20-something-year-old student at a school. I think her illustrations are amazing. Again, see, I mean, look how cute this is. I gave her some ideas and suggestions, but of course she had to draw them. And this looks, it really does look professionally done. And she's going to be a professional because she's, in the school right now learning how to do this. And I was very fortunate enough to find her because it was, I was just on Facebook and I found her that way. And we, that's how we got in touch. Thank you, Gary. Have a great weekend. Yeah, she's really, she's a sweet young woman too. She's like in her 20s. She's a really great person. So I've never met her in person. It's after time, Barbara. I've never met her in person, but I've talked to her, and when I gave her my ideas and what I wanted to see, I mean, when she would do something for me, here's like a page here. When she would draw something, I didn't have to change anything. It was basically the same way I would look at something and do something. So it was really great. All right, you guys, have a great Memorial Day weekend. Do remember, please, that the military, those that have fought and died for us and given their lives for this country, that's what Memorial Day is all about. God bless you. I will not be here on Monday. I'm taking Monday off. It's Memorial Day. So I will see you back on Tuesday. Take care. God bless. Thank you, YouTube. See you on Tuesday.